Another milestone beckons at the Oval. Okay, now the 17th of August 2004 is a date which will always be remembered in the history of Indian sports. On that day, shooter Rajyavardhan Singh Rathod ended a 104-year wait. Rathod won independent India's first Olympic silver medal at the Athens Olympics.
You see, performance, especially in the Olympic sports, is about hunger. For me, it was an expressway. I wanted to smash those targets.
This man never takes no for an answer. Rajyavardhan Rathod brought his tough army regiment to shooting. Armed with medals at international competitions and a brief stint as world #1 in double trap, Rathod was ready for the Athens Olympics. On the 17th of August 2004, Rathod stepped into the Marco Polo shooting range with the expectations of 1 billion people behind him. He shot 135 out of 150 and was in the final.
It was my first Olympics, and I didn't want to go there just to gain some experience and try and win in the next Olympics. I very firmly believed that I deserved a place in the top 6. And when I mentioned just previously that there was a moment when I thought I wouldn't be there, it was life-shattering for me. And then I collected myself and made it to the finals.
Rathod started 5th in the final, but as the other shooters started poorly, Rathod kept his cool and came bang on target. He moved up the field rapidly and by the halfway stage was in the top 3. UAE's Ahmed Al Maktoum was already assured of gold with some deadly shooting, but for the next 2 medals, it came down to the last 2 shots.
I felt let down with him, that as a person, I'm unable to stand up to this level of competition, and therefore there was a sense of shame. And so when I went into the last 4 shots, I wanted to overcome that sense of shame, and it was more out of vengeance that I wanted to smash those targets.
The man known to friends as Chili held his cool, and it was mission accomplished as he pumped his fist.
It was emotional. All through it was emotional. I think it's very difficult to replicate the kind of emotions that you have because it's not a singular achievement. It's an achievement for the whole nation.
Rathod was the first Indian to win an individual silver medal since independence. These pictures of Rathod stepping up to receive his medal with the Indian tricolour draped around his shoulders will always be remembered with pride.
I can tell you that image of Rathod pumping his fist still gives me the goosebumps. Okay, we now joined from New Delhi by Randhir Singh. He's the Secretary General of the Indian Olympic Association and also a member of the International Olympic Committee. Mr. Randhir Singh, first question. You actually gave Rathod that medal. What was going through your mind at that time?
I think it was a great day for Indian sport and especially for shooting. And I'll tell you, there was nobody who deserved it better than Rathod, because I think besides being a great shot, he's a great chap also, and he's a great gentleman.
Right,
and,
Mr. Randhir Singh.
And you know, he changed.
Right, go on.
No, he changed the total scenario of shooting in the world.
Right, Mr. Randhir Singh, when you were sitting there in the audience when he was shooting, as he was inching closer, what was the mood among that Indian contingent there?
Well, everyone was tense. It was a sort of a nail-biting finish to it, and he did some excellent shooting. I've been a shooter myself. I know how it feels, and it was absolutely brilliant. And the way he shot and the way he kept the pressure on himself.
Right. One thing about Rathod was the way he brought his tough army regiment into shooting, and that's a pointer for his other colleagues, because he showed the way. This is how an Olympic medal has been won. He had a set deadline, how he wanted to shoot, and he achieved all that.
No, I think he did a great job, and what he's done is much more for just the fact that he's gone and won a medal for himself is that he's revived shooting, and he's brought the pride into it. And as you were mentioned just now, even the services and everyone you find, every type, just now at the shooting ranges you see everyone shooting, and people really dedicated to it.
Right. As you were talking how he brought interest back into shooting, he also changed that opinion that shooting was an elitist sport. Suddenly everyone in the country was talking about shooting.
That's right. Today it's the #1 sport in the country. It's the #1 sport in the Olympic movement for India. We have 9 shooters that have qualified.
Right.
And you see right across, and he's one of the people who's responsible for it.
Right, Mr. Randhir Singh, we'll get back to you and India's shooting boom after a break. But just before that, let's take a look at the woman who turned all of India to tennis in this decade. Sania Mirza became the first Indian woman to reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam in 2005 at the US Open. Earlier that year, she became the first Indian to win a WTA event by winning the Hyderabad Open. In 2003, Sania had won the Wimbledon Juniors doubles title. Today, she has broken into the top 30 in the world rankings after some superlative performances on the US hard courts. Her reach in India has even gone beyond tennis, and she's considered not just a fashion icon, but also a youth role model. See you after the break. Welcome back. What's the #1 sport in the country today? Well, if numbers are an indicator, then it has to be shooting. Once viewed as an elitist sport, the game exploded into public imagination with Indian shooters ascending to the top of the world.
She was the face of Indian shooting in the late 90s and the early part of the 21st century. A finalist at the Sydney Olympics in the women's 10-meter rifle, Bhagwat won 4 gold medals at the 2002 Commonwealth Games. After a period of no result, Indian shooting had hit bullseye, 14 gold medals at the Games.
We won a cross medal in all disciplines. People who were underdogs, we really thought that they will not be doing that well. When they saw the senior shooters performing, that rush was there, and they also performed at a level which nobody expected them to perform, because they were feeling odd that if everybody has won medals, why shouldn't I do it?
The platform had been laid. The Indian shooters now started to challenge the best in the world. They did not just win medals at Asian-level competitions. Medals came in almost all international events, including the World Cups and World Championships. Fittingly, the only medal at the Athens Olympics was also in shooting.
We know how to fight against all odds. So even if there were no cartridges, even if there were no clay targets, even if there were no targets to shoot at, even if there were no guns, then also if we have to go to a competition unprepared, then also we have reached a stage of maturity in this game today that out of 20 people going, there will be at least 25% of there who are going to perform at any given moment of time.
The 2006 Melbourne Commonwealth Games saw the shooters touch new heights. An unprecedented 16 gold medals. Samresh Jung and Gagan Narang winning 9 gold medals between themselves. Later that year, Manavjit Sandhu won the World Championship in trap, while Abhinav Bindra won the men's 10-meter air rifle World Championships. Jaspal Rana won 3 gold medals at the Asian Games, continuing the great run.
Well, let's get back to Randhir Singh. Mr. Randhir Singh, you were India's first gold medalist in shooting at the Asian Games and across all competitions. You must be very proud with the way the game has now produced so many champions.
I am very proud, and I'm excited about the prospect of shooting for India. And I think, as you rightly mentioned, it is today India's #1 sport. And you can see by the qualification, we have 9 shooters that have qualified. And the way right across we are winning medals. And in fact, the medal tally at the Manchester and Melbourne was thanks to shooting. India received a high position in the medal tallies thanks to shooting.
Right.
And the way we've received support from the government of India, especially we must thank the government of India for the support that they've given us. I think we are really on the right track, and with the dedication of the shooters and the National Rifle Association, we can really look forward to some great performances in the future.
Mr. Randhir Singh, thanks a lot for joining us, and let's hope this rerun continues at the Beijing Olympics.
Yes, I hope so, and good luck to the Indian shooter.
Right. Now, Karna Malleshwari was India's saviour at the 2000 Sydney Olympics, the 1994 and 1995 world champion in weightlifting in the 63 kg category moved to the 69 kg category at Sydney. Defying critics who called her overweight, Malleshwari lifted a total of 240 kg to finish just behind the gold and silver medalists. She became the first Indian woman to win an Olympic medal. Now, at the age of 18, many youngsters are looking ahead at career options. But by that time, QS Pankaj Advani was world champion. The Bangalore-based Advani won the World Amateur Snooker Championship in China in 2003 to continue a glorious tradition in Indian cue sports. 2 years later, Pankaj won the World Billiards title in Malta, a win which saw him also win the 2006 Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna. He is only the second person in the world to have won both the World Snooker and Billiards amateur titles. Advani also won the Asian Games gold medal in 2006. Time for us to head into another break. Stay tuned for the Indian Express. Welcome back. Anju Bobby George has been a torchbearer of Indian athletics in recent years. Anju's defining moment came in 2003 when she reached the final of the long jump in the World Athletic Championships in Paris. Anju jumped 6.70 meters and won the bronze medal. She is the first Indian